We were just saying, weren't we? That beautiful autumn vista, it feels like it's almost on the way out.
Well, it's just clinging on. That window's closing, isn't it? Good news is this weekend not too windy, so maybe the leaves will last a little bit longer.
Good news.
But the big story, of course, at the moment is just how mild it's been. Very good morning too. Incredibly mild out there over the past few mornings. Of course, we had a warmest bonfire night on record, and temperatures this morning again on the higher side. But as for the forecast for today, at least it's a reasonably dry start for the vast majority. There are a few spots of rain here and there.
It's very confusing weather. I don't know whether I need a coat, an umbrella, a jumper. What's going on?
I have to admit, I think I was guilty yesterday of overdressing. It was so warm, in fact, incredibly mad. Let me just show you. Very good morning to you. Yeah, if you were out yesterday, what a day it was. It's November and we saw temperatures reach 17 degrees at the very least in each of the 4 nations. So somewhere above 17 degrees. Warmest of all was Bude in Cornwall, 18 degrees, and also St Helier in Jersey, well above where we should be this time of year. We should be getting down to around those lower double digits in terms of temperatures. We're warmer than that, in fact, this morning. To show it compares to normal, the oranges and reds on the chart shows that temperatures considerably above normal, as I've just said. But over the next few days, they're going to drop a little bit. But even so, we're still going to see those little hues of orange on the chart there, indicating temperatures still be close to, if not a little bit above normal, even into the start of next week. So nothing desperately cold, certainly on the way in the short term. Out there, though, as we go through into today, it looks like most will have a dry start before some rain later. And the weekend is one in which Saturday probably the dry and brighter of the 2 days. Remembrance Sunday, of course, if you are off to any of the services in the west, be prepared. There will be some wet and breezy weather around. Further east, it should stay dry until later in the day with some sunny spells. And with those winds still coming up from a southerly direction, it will be another pretty mild day. That's how it's looking.
Oh, thank you, Matt. I was just looking very keenly. I'll be down at the Cenotaph on Sunday for Remembrance Sunday.
Looking dry there until mid-afternoon.
Looking dry there, but if you're at those warmer moors on the west of the country, perhaps take your umbrella.
Definitely.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Oh, a bit misty.
Bit misty this morning, yeah. Weather watcher in Lowestoft, Juniper Betty, got this shot. It is a bit murky for some southern and eastern areas this morning. Very good morning to you, but as we've hinted at, it's quite mild, and for many it's a largely dry start to the day. But we'll take a look at what we've got out there this morning. Very good morning to this picture. Stopped me in my tracks this morning from our weather watcher Milson in Berwick-upon-Tweeds. Beautiful start to the day, atmospheric as well.
And a lovely autumnal scene, Matt.
Indeed. I'll tell you something, Sarah. One thing that has not been banished over the last 24 hours has been the warmth out there. Unusual warmth for November. Yesterday, each of the 4 nations saw somewhere above 17 degrees. Let's get back to the here and now, though, because whilst many are starting the day dry, we've already seen some rain start to arrive. This is Cornwall during the last hour. Lovely rainbow there, an indication that those rain clouds have been moving in. As for today, another very mild start out there. And whilst most are dry, already a sign of some rain. Here in Cornwall, you can just see the colours of a rainbow from the rain now falling just above the town in the distance.
Hi Nina, and for most of us this afternoon it's pretty cloudy. We've got some rain around as well across western areas, and although sunshine's in short supply, best of it at the moment is across the north and east of Scotland and here in northeast England. Whether you've got the sunshine or the cloud today, one thing you can't fail to have noticed is how mild it's been. In fact, the first week of this month, temperatures are running up to 6 degrees Celsius above average in terms of mean temperature. And it is going to stay very mild through the weekend and next week as well.
Who has perhaps got another lovely Weather Watchers picture for us?
I do indeed, and we do appreciate them so much. They really help us to tell the weather story. And today's weather story is one of a lot of cloud captured by Jules in Richmond today. There have been a few showers around as well, and some of those will continue into the afternoon.
Hello, outbreaks of rain out there into the first part of the night does not set the scene for the weekend. Tomorrow looking promising. We'll look at that in a moment. First, a brief look back at the week we've had. Really unusual for early November. Temperatures peaking at around 18 degrees. The average is closer to 12. It shouldn't be like this at this time of year. We'll narrow the gap this weekend, but remain on the mild side of average. It may change, so keep watching those later forecasts. And then into next week, at least for the first half of the week, we remain on the mild side of average.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you. We're closing out a very mild week for this time in November. The weekend doesn't look too bad, fairly mild, temperature still above the seasonal norm.
How's it going to look for the thousands of people who'll be there?
I've got good news, really good news. If you are making that journey tomorrow to go and see it, it is going to be dry, there will be a little bit of sunshine and it will be mild as well. It's been fairly cloudy today. We have had some outbreaks of rain, nothing particularly heavy, and the sun has come out in places as captured by our weather watchers. And over the weekend, there will be a little bit of sunshine.
Hello, I think we can look forward to a bit more in the way of sunshine tomorrow. Friday, though, was a cloudy day for most. The best of any limited sunshine was across northern and eastern areas of Scotland. Otherwise, sunshine was quite hard to come by, really. And across western areas, weather fronts brought outbreaks of rain, like here.
And Colchester Castle will have seen plenty of its own explosions in the last 950 years of its history. But of course, there's plenty of explosive fireworks displays still happening this weekend. Is it going to stay dry for it? I'll give you all the details a little later in the programme.
Becky is at Colchester Castle. Becky, lots happening this weekend. How's the weather looking?
Well, yes, there certainly is. It's not looking too bad at all. You can probably hear the fireworks going off here in Colchester at the moment. I have to say that being here, that makes it incredibly atmospheric. Welcome to Colchester Castle. This incredible medieval fortress is over 950 years old. In fact, there's been a building here since Roman times, so that's for around 2,000 years. Now, Colchester Castle, in fact, is the largest standing Norman keep in the whole of Europe, and it was already over 500 years old when the gunpowder plot happened. How's that for a segue? Of course, commemorative events still happening for fireworks night over the weekend, although of course it was on Wednesday this week. They're happening right now here in Colchester, but let's have a look at what's going to be happening for tomorrow night if you're happening to go out to a display to look at those fireworks. It's not looking too bad at all, I have to say. As you can see, it's going to be largely dry and clear. In Northern Ireland, I'm afraid you might get a little bit soggy, but the most important thing is the fact that it's not going to be too windy, because of course that is a real problem when it comes to the fireworks displays. You know what? It's incredibly atmospheric here with all these bangs going off. Apparently the castle was used as an air raid shelter during World War II, so it really is well worth a visit. But let's have a look at the weekend weather. As you can see, we are going to be seeing some decent conditions on Saturday. Early cloud clearing to lots of sunshine around, then rain arriving in the west later on. And then on Sunday, well, there will be some early brightness across the central and eastern parts, and then that band of rain that we've just seen starting to move in, and starting to be cooler as well for everyone, as I mentioned. I should probably ask them to keep it down, shouldn't I? Whatever you're doing this weekend, whether it's going out to those commemorative events on Sunday or whether you're going to be watching the fireworks tomorrow evening, whatever you're doing, make sure you're prepared for the rain and have a sparkling weekend. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Becky, you too. Thank you.